Hi everyone. First of all, I'd like to apologise for the delay in the video. I haven't been very well, so I just kind of delayed it for a little bit. So apologies there. But as promised, tonight I am going to talk about the link between autism and anorexia. Usually, I have a kind of a script that I pre-write before each video. Just it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. But tonight there's no script. It's literally just me talking about how the two conditions kind of link, and my personal experience of anorexia. But like I say, nothing's been pre-written, so I'm kind of just gonna go with it. Anyway. It's been quite a lot in the public recently, in the media, around the link between females who receive a diagnosis of an eating disorder, especially anorexia. I think it's over 20% now, are actually eventually end up with a diagnosis of autism. And obviously, for me, it's kind of a little bit similar there. So I'll give you the example, my story. 20 years ago, like literally 20 years, I was under children and adult mental health services, and I was diagnosed with anorexia. And anorexia, from what you know, is an eating disorder where you restrict your calorie intake and you stop eating foods that you would usually have ate, and basically it is generally it's about obviously that body image. You know, you want to look thinner, you want to be as thin as you can, but there's a difference, because if you are later diagnosed with autism, the anorexia for those people is actually a way for them to control what is going on in their life. So for me, I was 14 when I was diagnosed with anorexia, and I, 14, you kind of going through puberty, you're starting your GCSE sort like work and things like that. I'm an only child, so my parents were quite protective of me. So for me, it was like, I think it was a way of controlling what was happening at that time. My mental health at that time wasn't very good. I had severe anxiety, I just wanted to fit in and be like everybody else. And I thought by restricting my food intake and counting calories, and losing weight would be my way of controlling, what was happening. And I could fit in maybe that bit more. Obviously I become very poorly. But I think even 20 years on, they say that an eating disorder never truly goes away. And, I'm healthy now, and, I eat well, and I live a healthy lifestyle. I like to promote a healthy body image to my children. But, I think it's always definitely there at the back of my mind, because obviously now that I know a lot more about autism, I know that there is a sense of, I like to be in control. I like to be, it's generally just how I am. I like to be in control of everything, and you can't. It's not really life. But I think the eating part, will always be there for me. And I kind of have a love-hate relationship with food. I like it. I think I'm scared of it at the same time. I think I'm scared of what, if I lose control, what I am capable of doing in that area. So I always have to be on guard, always on guard. And I like to be healthy. And, it's just the one thing I do know is that the anorexics that later get diagnosed with the autism, generally it is about control. It's about counting calories. It's about looking at the numbers. it's about looking at those patterns, and we like that. You know, we do generally like that, but it's not about the body image. Strangely enough, not about body image. Obviously, it's nice to look healthy, and I realise that now, but it's not about body image. You know, you see a lot in the media around eating disorders and how, you know, the catwalk models promote an unhealthy, you know, like look for teenagers these days. But it's not, for me, it wasn't about looking like someone off the catwalk or looking like a really skinny person. It was about control, and it was about the patterns and of numbers, and it was about looking at the scales, watching the numbers go down and seeing how many calories were in everything. It was just something I could focus on, probably because I had such severe anxiety. That was my focus. That was the way of kind of regulating my emotions, regulating my anxiety, regulating just everything. But like I say, I think there is a difference. I think that, you know, for people who are, for females especially, because they're saying now that obviously it's over 20% of females that are diagnosed with anorexia have autism. And basically, you know, for those females, it's pretty hard, because actually what you're living under kind of something else, aren't you? The anorexia is there, but actually it's something else that is hiding underneath. And we have to kind of get it out there to say to professionals, oh, well, actually, this is actually what is going on. That's just a tiny bit of what is underneath that person and what's going on inside their mind. With eating disorders, you know, that they are, or I would say that every eating disorder is part of mental health. You know, they are mental health conditions. And I've been in and out of mental health probably for the past 15 years, and probably longer. But and I'm not afraid to say that. And at the end, you know, there shouldn't be any kind of stigma. There shouldn't be anything, you know, wrong around saying that. I think that it's just it's important to address the fact that, you know, autism generally, you know, comes with, you know, you tend to get a comorbidity. So anxiety and mental health tend to come with that quite often. And eating disorders, mental health condition, you know, that everything is kind of linked. And it's important to stress how people should kind of look, you know, further than just kind of the body image, you know, that we're wanting to be like, look a certain way, because actually it tends to be, it's not that, it's about the control, about what else is going on in their life, how they are as a person. Anyway, that is basically what I think about that link between the two, and my background with the two. But thank you, and I'll see you next week.